Hey, my name is Jamie Arndt, and in this video, I'm going to show you one of the most useful fundamental skills on the guitar that surprisingly a lot of the guitar students I encounter don't have together. So I'm going to show you in this video how to get alternate picking really ingrained in your playing. I'm going to explain the reasons for alternate picking, how to practice it, and this will improve your precision and speed when playing scales and single note lines. Thank you to my friends at TrueFire for sponsoring this lesson. TrueFire is an incredible online library with thousands of lessons from some of my all-time favorite players. The TrueFire desktop and mobile app features multiple HD camera angles, tab synced notation, as well as the ability to loop and slow down examples so you can really learn it. Check out their All Access package, which provides streaming access to all of their courses, song lessons, and a lot more. Click the link in the description below to get 30% off your purchase using the promo code ARNT30. Why alternate picking? Well, to start, let's first talk about how you learn to strum when you first learn playing guitar as a beginner. So you may have learned when you were a beginning guitar player to strum downstrokes when you play quarter notes. This just makes the most sense because the downstroke feels the most natural, it's the strongest, and when you're playing at a slower tempo, playing quarter notes, you're able to do that. But when you start to subdivide and play eighth notes, meaning you're attacking the guitar 8 times within a measure of 4/4 time, we switch to alternating our strumming, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The reason why, if we go down, we gotta come up, right? So we might as well utilize that upstroke to play the guitar. So all of a sudden, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, those are our eighth notes, so we're gonna strum 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Therefore, when we're strumming on a number, a big beat, a downbeat, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's gonna be a downstroke. And when we're doing upstrokes, those are gonna be the ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So all the numbers are down, all the ands are up. Those upbeats are upstrokes. If you were playing at a faster tempo and you were playing all downstrokes, that's not only a lot of work for your strumming hand, but it creates a lot of tension in the body where it's much more relaxed this way. And the same kind of technique gets applied to playing funk guitar too with 16th notes, where it's constantly alternating. Now sure, there may be styles, some punk guitar kind of stuff where you do all downstrokes for emphasis. For most of the time with rhythm guitar, we're gonna alternate our strumming because it's the most efficient. We gotta bring our hand up, we might as well utilize that to play the guitar. So the same thing goes for playing a scale or a single note line. Now I know there are different picking styles like economy picking and hybrid picking, and a lot of times we're not strictly doing alternate picking because we're gonna be doing bends and hammer-ons and slides, and there are other sorts of ways you can emphasize attack on the guitar. But for scales, and just really getting this locked in, we're gonna do alternate picking. And we're gonna do this right now using a C major scale in your E caged shape. We're gonna play it, and if you watch my right hand, you'll see there's strict alternate picking. Down, up, 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 down. So why alternate picking? Well, first off, we're aligning what we're playing with the beats, meaning when we're on a strong beat on a number 1, 2, 3, or 4, it's gonna be a downstroke. When it's an upbeat, one of the ands, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, it's gonna be an upstroke. I had this moment of realization when I was a college student and I went to play for my teacher and I said, I'm trying to keep up playing over these faster tunes with these saxophone players that are, blowing through these tunes at lightning speed, and I can't seem to keep up with my picking. My teacher said, let me see you do a major scale with alternate picking. And I thought, alternate picking, no big deal, I can do that. And so I started playing, and he pointed out to me, you're not alternate picking. I said, I'm not, sure I am. But what was happening was somewhere in the middle of the scale, I was doing a double downstroke or a double upstroke. I was reversing the pattern, reversing it again, and that was actually hindering my precision in picking. And so there's a tendency with a lot of players to start out with alternate picking, down, up, down, up, down. And there's this misconception, and it might not even be conscious, that when you get to a new string, you start with a downstroke. Because the first 2 strings, down, up, down, up, down, start with a downstroke. But your D string should start with an upstroke. And your B string should start with an upstroke as well. That's an area where a lot of people get messed up. Now, because I had been playing and practicing this wrong the entire time, I had to completely relearn it. And I had to sit there and I had to watch my hand and go down, up, down, up. And I could feel that muscle memory fighting me in those areas where I was not doing it correctly. So getting that into my playing, slowing it down, really made a difference. It really helps with the precision. So here's how I want you to practice it. I want you to get your metronome out, and I want the metronome on because the metronome is going to do two really important things for you. The metronome will give you a numeric value to your progress. So you put that metronome on quarter notes, it's going to tell you where you're able to play this comfortably. If you can't play it at 80 beats per minute, try it at 70. Maybe next week you'll be at 75. The second reason I want you to use a metronome is because it's going to force you to play the entire thing consistently. So you might be able to do alternate picking for half of it, but maybe you don't know the scale as well coming back down, or maybe you only know the top part of the scale. So you have to find that tempo where you can play the entire thing up and down consistently using the metronome. And number 3, practicing with a metronome is just a great way to practice having great time. But I'm talking about really locking in with listening to a beat and getting your guitar synced up to that, which can be helpful when you're playing with other musicians, when you're recording to a click track, or even just performing solo that you're not going to speed up or slow down. So if we play this scale doing eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, you'll notice that all your downstrokes are going to line up with the click, and all your upstrokes will be in the space. Check it out. Down. Now, the number one recommendation I have when doing this is to practice it slow and to really make sure that you're actually doing it. A lot of times students will think that they are alternate picking. In actuality, they might be doubling up on an upstroke or a downstroke. So like I said, visually watch your hand and even say it out loud. Down, up, down, up, down, up, to really make sure that you're being consistent in your alternate picking. Another tip is to actually watch a video of yourself playing, slow it down, slow the speed down of the video, and really keep tabs on whether you're doing alternate picking or not. So alternate picking is really going to force you to sync up your picking hand with the beat, with the click, and that way you'll really focus on being in time whether you're playing lead or rhythm guitar, and I guarantee it will make a big difference in the precision in the way you play scales and single note lines, and then you can combine that with doing some sweep picking and all the other kind of picking styles. But it's really important and a fundamental skill to get this down as a guitar player. I guarantee it'll make a big difference in your playing. Let me know if alternate picking is something you've practiced, and if you work on this, let me know if it makes a difference. So once again, my name is Jamie Arndt. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video and want to see more guitar lesson videos, hit the subscribe button, comment, like. Also check out my Patreon page where I post tabs from my YouTube lessons as well as exclusive video lessons you can only find on the Patreon page. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.